Okay, hi everyone. I didn't get a video of this, but I did color in the fan art piece that I did for the Void Witch Kickstarter. And there she is. I didn't go over the top with it. You can see there's my color layers and everything. And I originally had an idea of doing some kind of retro, vintage, distressed sunburst background. But let's get back to doing this inking that I was working on earlier using the color black. And the Gasinski ink brush. Oh, well, there's a lot of options that we have. I want to get a little bit more artistic in the future, but for right now, we're just going to stick to the tried and true. Tried and true, bro. Okay. So I'm looking at this character. I don't like this bit right there. And I put these, you see these two flowy lines right here? They're some kind of scarf or tassel. I want to continue sort of developing that. It adds what feels to me like movement. To the character design. No, I don't like that. Tassels. Tangents. There we go. Oops. I keep selecting the eraser when I meant to select something other than the eraser. Okay, looks good. Let's go ahead and ink in. Some more of this cloak. A couple of other things I was thinking about is, you can see where I started to kind of do this loincloth kind of piece here. I think I want this hanging loincloth. Maybe I'll even do an animal print on it or something. My other thought was to do like a folded, you know, loincloth, like an Egyptian looking one. But, oh, you know, I'm already kind of drawn over it. Okay, all looking good. The belt has got to have tassels or patterns or something on it. I mean, we want to, you know, really kind of pump the tribalness, the tribal look of this character. All right, let's try it again. I'm gonna get in there and get a little random. Okay. This is all looking pretty good. All right. The forearm bands, I sort of imagine these as being like sticks or twigs. Maybe with some kind of ritual significance. All right, we're starting to see him take shape. A lot of different ways to draw fur. Oops, I got this the wrong way. One of the ways I like to do it is just sort of do layers of fur hatching. We're gonna have to do a second pass on just about everything once we've established the light source and kind of get a sense of the other, you know, you want to make sure nothing's clashing. You didn't use the same trick on anything too close together. So that everyone's eye is accustomed. There we go. Well, I don't know, maybe it's too dark. This needs to be the thin line side, and that's the thick line side. How do we do bare feet? Okay. I only know one trick for bare feet, and that is that the toes are like little stairs, so you one, two, three. So here we have our barefoot guy. We might even put some kind of decoration, you know, like down here. Maybe I'll get some kind of Aztec death whistle and hang it around his neck, you know, that might be a cool effect. I don't know, maybe it's not leopard print. don't know if I like that right there. Is his foot wildly disproportionate with the rest of him? I don't think it's wildly out, especially if we're going to be looking up at him. But maybe just put in like a lot of this hand looks like it might be a little small. One way to fix this, and this is not a we're gonna take this, cut and paste, make it to the right size. Like maybe it should be up here. I think that's better. However, by changing the size, we've actually kind of messed it up. Like the ink will be like pixelated, you know, because I've already distorted it a little bit and changed it, turned it around. So I cut it and I put it on its own layer, as if that's the new penciling layer. And this gives us a chance to go ahead and re-ink it. And you'll notice I don't exactly trace. I'm not doing the exact lines I had before. Now I feel a bit better about it. Oh no, I'm on a 10% battery. Well, this might be a shortened video. Which I don't mind a bit. All right, we got our main character kind of put together. He's still lacking detail. I've even considered putting some tattoos on him, you know? He's a tribal character. Might have some tattoos. I don't know if these are extra large beads or maybe they're bells. You might think, oh, who would wear bells into a dungeon? Well, nobody really, right? But I mean, fighters and stuff wearing chainmail would be jingling their whole way, right? So why not the druid or shaman or lorecaster? In general, I think we got his outline okay. Yeah, I think that's his outline. Okay. Now we can get rid of that extra hand. Let's get rid of that. Bring back the pencils. And we haven't changed anything substantially. All right, we're gonna leave it at that. And I will continue to ink in these other figures and the rock and then the lightning and everything else. So please like, follow, and subscribe. And stay tuned for more art, fantasy art, comics, and everything else. Talk to you later.